You have got to be the person on your team that is unapologetically optimistic. People are going to think you're weird when you're optimistic. And that's because most of us have come up in working environments where people are inherently negative. Okay, particularly when it pertains to feedback, right? Because most of the feedback that we have ever gotten from our bosses is negative, it's critical. Now, there is nothing wrong with wanting to improve a person's performance, but the reality of the matter is, and a lot of managers do not like to hear this, negative feedback does not improve performance. It doesn't, because we usually give negative feedback in a far disproportionate amount to positive feedback. And at the end of the day, positive feedback is what is going to drive productive performance. 94% of your people are motivated when they receive positive feedback. So not only are you reinforcing what you want from them, hey, you did a great job on that report, or way to go in that meeting, or I loved what you said in that email. Not only are you reinforcing what you want from them, you're actually pushing them to more. But this goes beyond just giving a simple piece of feedback, okay? It is your job as a manager to instill positivity and an optimistic outlook on your team. The proportion of positive to negative feedback that you should be giving to your team is 5 pieces of positive to every 1 piece of negative. Now, that is a lot. That is a lot, and there are lots of different ways you can do that. But just know, for the purpose of this, that you don't have to do it alone. Really enlist the people around you to be the giver of positive feedback as well. But more so than that, when you do this, when you default to so much positive feedback, you are going to enhance their productivity on almost all levels. You're going to help your people feel respected as individuals, recognized, appreciated. They're going to feel like their well-being is taken care of. And here's what's going to happen. They're going to stay in their jobs twice as long. They're going to have 30% higher productivity. They're going to take 10 times less sick days. They're going to be twice as highly engaged with the organization. They're going to be 34% more likely to believe that it's a great place to work, 35% more likely to say that the culture is fun and enjoyable, and 37% more likely to say the company cares about them. When you instill a positive mindset on your team, literally every single business outcome that can be tested for will go up. This is what the research tells us. This is what the numbers tell us. And it makes sense, right? Because if you're always giving your team negative feedback and breeding that environment of distrust, what you're going to do is breed cynics. And cynics don't create things. They don't. And soon cynicism will turn into pessimism, and then that's just a recipe for disaster right there. You want a low-performing team? Give them a ton of critical feedback. You want a high-performing team? You give them positive feedback every single day of the week. Okay, reinforce the things you want, and you will get more of them. And all of a sudden, those things that were problems before, you can reinforce the opposite of those. Okay, if someone's doing something you don't like, if someone keeps coming in late to meetings, if they come in on time, you give them a hell of a lot of positive feedback for that. Okay, or it's okay to give negative feedback. It's not that you can't give, Johnny Jones the piece of feedback that, Johnny, we really need you to come to the meeting on time. But then when Johnny makes it to the meeting on time, you reinforce the heck out of it. Okay? The more positive Johnny gets, the more higher performing and motivated and engaged Johnny's going to get. And guess what? Johnny coming late to the meeting is going to stop when he becomes high performing. So, positive feedback every single day of the week. The thing about positive feedback that is absolutely astounding to me, but also kind of predictable at the same time, people are so comfortable giving negative feedback. So few managers I work with are really comfortable giving positive feedback. So understand that when you first start doing this, it's going to seem weird. It's not something you're naturally going to do well, a lot of you, but just keep doing it and it's going to become more and more natural, and soon you won't even notice it. Soon you're just going to do it as a matter of course.